Let's get learning with Santino.
Hi everyone, I'm Santino, and today we are learning to sequence events in order. We do lots of things each and every day, but we don't do them all at once, do we? They all happen in a certain order throughout the day. So, let's get learning! We've spent some time thinking, talking, and drawing some of the activities that we do every day at school and at home. You might want to give that a watch and then return here. Well, here are some of the activities that we might do during a regular day. Do you recognize these activities? Walking to school, brushing teeth, eating lunch, going to bed, bath time, playing sport, watching TV, eating dinner, writing, and getting dressed. These are just some of the things that might happen in a day, but what do you notice about them? Are these activities in order? The first activity we saw was walking to school, but would you walk to school and then brush your teeth? No, these are out of order. I'm going to need your help today as we place all of our daily events in order. When we place events in order, we're placing them in sequence. Can you say sequence? Ready? Sequence. A sequence is the order in which events happen. Here's a number line, and it displays the numbers from 0 to 10 in sequence. They're all in order. These pencils have been placed in a sequence. They are in order from shortest to longest. Look around you. Can you see anything in sequence? Together, let's sequence my activity cards in the order that they happen, from the first to the last. Can you see this string here? Let's use this to peg the cards on in order. We'll move from the left to the right, from the first to the last. Are we ready to begin? All right, let's begin with our first two activities that we looked at. We had walking to school and brushing our teeth. And I think we already decided that we'll need to swap that, right? So this will have to go first. Let me get my pegs. There we go. Once we've brushed our teeth, the next thing is walking to school. Let's have a look what our next picture shows. Eating dinner. Would this activity happen earlier in the day or later in the day? Later in the day, that's right. I'll place this over here. Okay, time to pick the next card. What's this activity? It's bath time. When do you have bath time? Does it happen at the start of the day or towards the end of the day? It might happen around here. Maybe before dinner or after dinner? Maybe after dinner. Okay, time for the next activity. What's this activity? Writing. We do lots of writing at school, so that might be something that happens in the daytime. Over here or over here, what do we think? Well, if I look at my sequence, we've brushed our teeth, we've walked to school, so once we get to school, that's probably where we are going to do our writing. So I'll place this over here. There we go. Time for the next card. What's happening here? I'm getting a bit tired looking at this one. It's bedtime. When would this happen? Earlier in the day or later in the day? much later in the day, right? Looks like I don't have much space over here. It would definitely happen after bath time, so I'll have to move some of my other activities down first. Time for the next one. Look at this activity. Now I'm getting hungry. It looks like lunchtime. When in the day is lunchtime? Is it at the start of the day, the middle of the day, or the end of the day? Lunchtime's in the middle of the day, so we'll place it in the middle of our timeline. There we go. Perfect. Well, we've got one activity left. And what is it? Let's check. This looks like a fun one. What's this? Playing time. Time to play some sport. That looks like an activity that might happen after we eat lunch. And look at that. There's one spot left for this activity. So I'll place it here on our timeline. And we've done it. We've created a timeline. This timeline shows the sequence of activities from the first event to the very last event. Now that we have the events in order, let me ask you some questions. What activities happen earlier than writing time? Here's writing time. Which activities happen earlier? We'll need to look to the left. Brushing teeth and walking to school happen earlier. Next question. What event happens just after eating lunch? Have you found the lunchbox? Here it is. What happens after? We'll need to look to the right. Playing sport happens after lunch. Here's the next question. What event happens just before bedtime? There's bedtime. And what happens just before? Bath time. Okay, time for one final question. Are you ready? What activity might you do between playing sport and taking a bath? Share your ideas with a friend. Did you spot the activity? The activity between playing sport and bath time is eating dinner. Can you think of some other activities that you might place between playing sport and bath time? Well, now it's your turn to have a go at making a timeline. You'll just need to draw some activities on some small cards and then place them in order from the first event to the last event. Now you could do that using a piece of string and pegs like I have, or you could even do it using some paper and glue. Remember, when making a timeline, we must place the events in sequence. That means in order from the earliest event to the last event. And of course, always moving from left to right. Enjoy making timelines, everyone. Happy learning and see you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe. There's lots more to see. Come back again soon for more learning with me.